France, and the two sides just making their way out on the field here at Leigh Sports Village. Not too warm afternoon, but it's reasonable conditions. A bit of drizzle earlier on, a couple of hours ago, but it's nice and dry out there at the moment. A little bit overcast, but nice conditions, and the pitch looks great here at the Leigh Sports Village for this international fixture. The first time that Avignon have played away from their shores for quite a while, and we will have the national anthems ahead of this fixture as well. Of course, tomorrow we've got coverage of Featherstone Rovers. They're taking on Pia for the title of European Club Champions. That's the game tomorrow, but this one part of the series, of course, the 4 games, and whichever division, whichever league wins most, wins. And here is the English national anthem. There's a picture of Her Majesty the Queen, of course, celebrating her Diamond Jubilee this weekend on the big screen. So the national anthem, of course, for the Jubilee weekend, the Leigh Centurions players and the French Rugby League Federation representative side of Avignon. I think the players are thinking that there might be the French anthem, but it'll just be the God Save the Queen anthem, and we'll line up to get underway, and that's all the pomp and ceremony out of the way. Brian, the action's next.
French didn't get any pomp and ceremony, did they? And there wasn't a dry eye in the house. The national anthem was played there.
So, of course, it is a special weekend, certainly a weekend for being patriotic, entertainment fit for the Queen as well, live here on Premier Sports. But we're talking the crown of a different kind. The championship against the French Federation for what will be crowned winners of the European Club Challenge Trophy. 4 games, including tomorrow's game with Featherstone and Pia. The title of European Club Champions. This afternoon, then, it's Avignon against the Leigh Centurions, and it's the side from the championship that are first to receive. And there we see the physicality already of that French side.
He's gone. Wow. That's
Big
Tom
hit.
Spencer, I think.
Tom Spencer.
Been rattled there. Oof.
He's struggling to get back onto his feet as well.
I think a bazooka just went off. Yeah, let's have a look. Come on, Tom, do your best. Bang. Whoa. Didn't see any contact with the head, but the whiplash maybe. Didn't miss him, did he? Chris Rowe. No, sorry. Wood. 18
seconds into the game, and we're already held up with the physicality. And we talked before the game about whether the French side would count, be physical. They maybe set their cards right out on the table.
Well, right from the kick-off, yeah, really physical. There's a shoulder charge in there, and it's a great hit. And they've put a marker down, haven't they?
Back on his feet is Tom Spencer. Look at this, just the straight in.
Yeah, I think it's perfectly legitimate. It's just a shoulder charge. Good tackle.
He might be thinking,
did he, Tom? Did he?
He might be thinking about a little bit of footwork on his next carry, I'd say.
I was going to say, a shoulder charge is legal provided you aim for the body, correct? So you just put yourself in the way. You know, no contact above the shoulders.
Yeah, I dare say that would be very dangerous if he just whacked him around the head with it.
So here we are then. The action's back underway. Leigh approaching their 30-metre line already. Craig Briscoe down onto the floor. So Sam Singleton stands in at dummy half. Then, of course, usually see Bob Bezic in at hooker. Singleton with his flashy yellow boots once again stands to collect off Briscoe. To Duffy. Kick over the top.
I think we might see Duffy go for a few 40-20s this afternoon. There was a high tackle.
High shot from the referee. Penalty then for a French side.
Well, Fulks has toyed with the sideline here, and A little bit better tackling, might have got him out, but he saying it's high, he slipped up above his head. And you have to say that Adam Clay's definitely a penalty.
So here go Avignon then. Their first carry takes them just inside the Leigh Centurions half.
It's a good carry from Aaron Wood. So his first effort in defence and his first effort in attack, he looks pretty useful. Let's see if he can keep it going.
Go, hands out, Tom.
Floated back through Bashir. An offload as well. As Kelly is on the receiving end, gets it away again. Tackling in though from Josh Ward. Good meters being made by the French side as they drive through with Saïd Tamgard.
No.
Bring it back inside for Pello. Into the sky, looking for the support on the left-hand side. Up for it and knocked back. The referee says challenged in the air, penalty to the Centurions.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Not clear there, penalty jumped and impeding him in the air, but they look well structured that first set. I thought they looked organised. I thought they looked a couple of offloads here. They looked dangerous. They looked a pleasing team on the eye, certainly in the first set.
Duffy then inside to Gallagher. Tries to get the legs moving, but couldn't scratch his way around.
I think just technically as well, they've looked okay in the contact area. They get numbers in, they look quite tight. They've handled the initial period of the game pretty well, I think.
Singleton. Laithwaite up towards halfway. Duffy with a little dummy. Opens up, no support and immediately though floats it out to the right-hand side. Got to cut back in.
Good scramble.
Still going as well. Held eventually on that 10, but the little sidestep from Duffy initially opening things up for the Centurions. It's Duffy again. This time uses his foot. Little dink over the top. It bobbles around, then it's picked up and put down as well. It looks like that Josh Ward may be on the receiving end of the first try of the game. We're going to consult our video referee, though, and we hear from the first time this afternoon from Ian Smith.
It's from a kick, so can we have the onside, offside, please? I'll be saying this in English, not in French. They're onside, so let's go to the challenge. He just drops it back. Go to the grounding, please. So he's onside, so that's play on. He just loses it backwards. There's no push. He picks it up and he grounds it clear. So that's a try.
Clock on.
On debut then, Josh Ward, 17-year-old, scoring the first try of the game, and Leigh Centurions, having taken literally a big hit early on, put themselves in front.
Yeah, it's a bit soft. He scrambled really hard with the Avignon side and got back there, and unfortunately Kevin Henderson needs to do better than that, probably lose his feet and kill the ball, but the little ricochet back gives him every opportunity to get it over the line.
And we've talked in this season previously about John Duffy and how good he is, and it was that little sidestep and his little kick that led to all that happening.
Well, I can guarantee you Duffy will probably want to play in the dinner jacket today. That's not a disparaging term for him, but he ain't going to want too much involvement. If he can step and find a bit of space and make breaks and hand the ball on, he's going to do that. He's predominantly there for his kicking game, and he certainly put it where he wanted it to go then.
So a 6-0 lead then for the home side in the first of these 4 fixtures, which see the championship go up against their counterparts from the French division, officially known as the Fédération Française de Rugby. And this is the first of the 4. There's a kick-off at 3 o'clock, which sees Toulouse Olympique against Halifax. And then later on this evening, Sheffield Eagles are playing away in Carcassonne. Tomorrow, Featherstone against Pia. So it's Duffy who picks up the restart for the Centurions, and influential in the try we've just seen. Touchdown by the home side.
I need a bit
back on the 10.
I need a bit of an uppercut there. I was blaming Kevin Henderson, getting him confused with Kelly, the French team. It was Kelly that was soft. Get a grip, Kelly.
Taken from dummy half by Dean McGilvery. Took by Henderson, gets the ball away into Ward. He's just scored that try, but physical and in your face from the French. Duffy gets the ball out of their own half with a kick. Taken comfortably by Olivier Arnaud. Had an arm round his shoulder, says the referee, so scrambles away.
Well, they've certainly won that battle defensively. You know, they forced some kick pressure on Duffy at the end there and caught the ball on the full, which for me is a forced error, and they start their set on the 40 metres.
So here they are now in the Centurions' territory. The offload, though, a little bit clumsy, trying to get the ball away.
Play on here, play on here.
It's the Centurions who've got the ball on the turnover then. And already now inside that Avignon half. Henderson with a run from dummy half. Singleton steps back in. Duffy at first receiver. Uses the run of Ward. Couldn't quite just get around those two Avignon men. Only two men on this left-hand side. Challenged in the air, says the referee.
Yeah, he's given one the other way. He had to do the same there.
Penalty.
Dean McGilvery was trying to get up and impress everybody there about his jumping skills, and that's a bit of a tough call, really. And he's caught the ball, and he's given the penalty.
Wait, play.
So Leigh back on defensive duties. Gallagher, first point of contact. That Leigh defence. Big hits as well being deployed. James Laithwaite. Singleton in there as well.
3. Move. Hold the line, lads. Wait. Go. Better, lads. Well done.
Looking for that gap from dummy half, but wrapped up by Laithwaite again.
40.
Inside the 40, not heading too far towards the touchline.
He's found a little bit of space there as Bizier. Just needs a chase now to help him out. It'll be interesting to see how the French go as the game goes on, whether they'll start to tread treacle, you know, where their legs look a little bit heavy. And a couple of people will take a play off, and you take one play off at this level against Leigh and they'll probably burn you.
Briley with the first carry of the Leigh set this time, just outside their 20 still, so not progressing too far upfield. It's again chopped down from dummy half, and extras from Aaron Wood as well.
Likes a carry, does young Singleton, doesn't he?
Back into Ward then, the man with the only try of the game so far. On the full by Olivier Arnaud. He heads for that 20-metre line, runs straight into Gallagher.
Yeah, I think Daniel's got the plan. Don't run straight into anybody. Use some footwork later on, you'll find your front and get your set rolling. Tommy Gallagher is probably the last person in the world you want to run into.
It takes a lot to run around him, doesn't he? He's a big old fella, Tommy.
Yeah.
He's been around a while. He's a pretty experienced character.
His nickname's a roundabout if they go that far around.
Of course, this Avignon side haven't really played a competitive fixture since their championship semi-final game. They lost it by a single point away to Carcassonne, 31 points to 30.
But their DNA looks good here. You know, they don't look a disorganised or a dysfunctional team. They know pretty much what they want to do when they get into certain parts of the field. It's just the execution of some of their skill at the moment that's letting them down.
Debutant Leigh Gittins taking the ball up towards halfway.
Well, they're going to have to cut these errors out, aren't they? They've made 2 around the halfway line now, and when Duffy gets on the end of kicks, he's putting the kicks in good field position. And
did look a bit forward from Duffy. Referee spots it, so it'll be back in the hands of the French side here at Leigh Sports Village.
Yeah, we look at this. It's well forward to Chris Rowe.
Just trying a little bit too hard. The French side finishing 3rd in their regular championship season. Finished back in early May. Had to make a few changes their lineup. A few of their Australians that they've had back home, as it is at the moment. So a couple of changes, but a reasonable number of the side that played in that semi-final game. That left-hand side, driving up towards the 40. In the hands of Wood, looking for a penalty. Just a little bit of a loose carry from the French side. Goes to ground. Briscoe tried to dive on top, but the referee says knock on, head and feed the home side.
Well, they're using both their back row, and Pello didn't expect that then. Probably Katabi should have stuck hold and carried the ball himself, but they've used Aaron Wood on the other side as well as their strike players so far, but Darrell's pointed out, you keep giving this much ball to a team as good as Leigh, and you could get to talk about it behind your sticks.
Of course, Leigh have made a few changes as well to their side, but they're going well in the championship at the moment. They've won the last 6 fixtures. We saw their opening 2 defeats on Premier Sport, and then since then it's been victories all the way for the side playing in red and white out here this afternoon.
How good is that championship division? How close is it, all those teams?
Now Singleton offloads into Nicholson.
18 offside.
Offside and the penalty given to the Leigh Centurions, so great position from them 10 metres out.
6 more. First one. Knock on this way, on Avon.
Knock on from the visitors, so Leigh still with possession.
Yeah, Leigh are good in this area of the field as well. They play pretty much like Wigan. They have tight lines and they come at you hard, and they pulled the defence right out of slot there, and a little bit better execution would have been a try.
Yeah. Hang on, mate. Hang on. 13. Towards the ending. Yeah, let's go. Get your
Duffy waits to feed the ball in. Off the back, spreading the play with Brierley.
That's one. Let's it. That's on there. Allez.
Driving now with Burke.
Let's it. Sur la ligne. Troisième.
Getting ever closer, the Leigh Centurions. Into Duffy. He's got men set behind him. A little switch around, a little bit of space, and driving for the line is Tommy Gallagher. The referee says he has got the ball down. The second try goes to Leigh Centurions. Some strong work down the centres, but yet again, John Duffy setting things up.
Yeah, he's the go-to man, isn't he? And Tommy Gallagher comes back against the grain here, and it's a bad miss from Marcel. And I think that Tommy Gallagher from there on the fly with all the weight and size he's got, if you go upstairs towards him, then Marcel, he's got no chance there. And you've got to try and chop his legs off away from underneath him when he's on the fly like that. But it just against the grain, stops the defence, and it wasn't going to be stopped there. And Tommy wants to carry it on then with Olivier Arnaud. I think it's a mismatch.
Yeah, well, the Avignon Oka was the guy who gave the penalty away as well, so he's going to need to tidy his game up. He's putting his team under an awful lot of pressure.
So the first conversion was successful. Second as well. So 2 tries, the lead for the Leigh Centurions in this opening game of the Anglo-French Challenge Cup. At the moment, the things going the well of the Championship division. The result of the 4 fixtures deciding which division will be best, I guess, is the easiest way of describing it. French side Avignon then won 13 of their 18 regular season games, so not a bad record. Won most games with, on average, a 10-point cushion. Back into the hands of the home side then. Duffy this time at dummy half. Blue and white shirts all over. Singleton into Burke. With 4 blue and white shirts, helping his run go no further. Duck under the arms. McGilvery. It's a little high.
Big man, 10 metres.
Chased back then by Ligaro. It's got away as well. Round 2. Cuts on the inside of Dee McGilvery. Got support as well. They're going to run into each other.
Great carry.
Ryan Brierley eventually holding him up, but that's a 60-70 metre run.
When he was catching the ball, I thought, I wonder if he's one of them French wingers that's elusive, who can burn somebody on the outside. Great kick as well. Don't have the ball forever, and Pretty flamboyant, aren't they?
The chasers are all onside. It's been clumsily knocked back into the in-goal area, but there'll be a drop out. It's gone safe for now. Plenty chase from the French side down that left.
That's why we like to watch French teams, because they've made a break on play one. They've gone 60 metres. Most people's thinking's conservative. Right, let's just stay this in the field. No. Zier thinks, no, I can kick from the winger. He's going to score. He's got a 2-on-1. They fly and chase the kick. Adam Clay has to clean the mess up, and 6 more. Well played, Avignon.
I think the interesting thing there is it was very clever. They tie the full-back up on the line break, which leaves them very little in behind. So it's clever play from Avignon.
So a consecutive set then for the French side. Tamgar carries to within the 30. Dropped though by Wood.
See, that's what's killing them. It's absolutely killing them. They've done 2 bits of brilliant play, and Aaron Wood comes up with a spill there, and play 2.
A bit of season rustiness, possibly.
Yeah.
I think it's just poor skill, to be honest. They've had 4 errors now when they've been around the halfway line, and that's one of the first opportunities to play in good ball and build some pressure, and it just makes it too easy for Leigh. And Leigh are playing exceptionally flat on exit, and they're putting the Avignon line under an awful lot of pressure with how they're coming at them around the ruck.
So Leigh trying to run the ball out their own half with Henderson. Only arrived in the country last night, playing his debut for the Leigh Centurions. Switch back inside. Extra few metres made by the Centurions. Duffy to Briscoe. Briscoe's spun round to the ground. Again, 4 tacklers in there for the Avignon Bisons, as they're known. Henderson again, trying to power his way out of the tackle. Ward into Duffy, who puts it into the air. Again taken on the full by the French side. 3 men waiting back for it, and they'll build from again their 20-metre line.
It wasn't a bad defensive set from Avignon there. It's as competitive as it's been for a while without the ball. It's with the ball. They just got to look after it a little bit better and give themselves more of a chance.
Good extra metres from Wood. Driving on with bodies hanging off him. Taken by Kenya. Wood again, bit of a high shot. Referee agrees. Penalty for the French side on the 40.
It's hard to argue with that one. Tommy Gallagher. Below the chin, Tommy, below the chin. Love it when players walk back and who, me? And referee tells back, well, it wasn't me.
The French side looking for their first points then of this Anglo-French Challenge Cup. Wood, the man hit, takes another one. Managed to get the ball away though. It's gone to ground, so knock on, and they win back possession.
They don't have to fight hard for possession, haven't they, Leigh? They've been given it on pretty much every occasion without any pressure being built. You know, you have to say it's the right play, it's the right pass, but poorly executed. Just give Tangard a one-on-one on Singleton, and you know, every day of the week you'd want that, but you'd have to execute your skill a little bit better than that, and a little bit earlier than that, probably.
Adam Clay, former Salford man. Took from dummy half by Henderson. Applause for the interchange men, just making their way off the field for the Leigh Centurions. Again, physical stuff from the French side. Now see the introduction of Anthony Nicholson for the Leigh Centurions. Again, a kick lands right in the hands of Avignon on the full. Ligaro takes it to centre field. Picked up from dummy half again, and some easy meters made up.
I like the looks of that leigh roll.
Looking to win the penalty. Referee says, get on your feet.
All right. You pushed him down and he's stood up. But don't
Olivier Arnaud, the captain and fullback of the French side.
He's in the French national team as well, isn't he? Or he's in the squad, I'm sure he is.
Yes, to face Wales on June 16th. He is.
There's one shot.
Conley.
Wait. Go. Two. Move.
Avignon then, 13 metres away from that leigh line.
Three.
With Arnaud. Kelly in the skull cap, floats it over a couple of men.
Four. Move. Jump.
Got numbers on the short side if they're quick.
Kelly looking to fight his way over. He's got down to his front. Has he got the ball down?
Shot and back.
Not quite. A little bit short. The kick through. It's been chased down, but some outstretched arms from the Leigh Centurions have seen that safe.
Nice touch on the kick, wasn't it, from Bizier? Lovely little touch. And a bit quicker, they had the numbers as well, but he's found the right play here. He's threaded the needle and put the ball through, and
Keep listening, lads.
nothing else for Clay to do than really than bat the ball out.
I know, it was 6 and half a dozen. Sportsman was not. What? I couldn't see that ball.
Do you reckon they can put another set of 6 together here now?
They just don't look crisp enough to me. They're not challenging the defensive line at all. Especially the initial part of the play doesn't look too bad, but on the edge they're just not crisp enough to cause Leigh enough trouble.
What can they do with this play? Strong defensive tackle from the Centurions. The ball does run loose but goes backwards.
Stand up when you tackle.
Possession regained then. Trying with Benjamin Janeng.
Go.
With Violin.
Three. Move. Get your 10, fellas. Faster, lads. Go.
On that shorter side. A little bit of a sequence.
Wait, Aaron.
Wood holds on eventually. This run from dummy half. They're on the line. Held up.
We're over the line. Facilities.
Referee says he's got to go back 10 as well because he was in the in-goal area.
Do it. 5 seconds. Okay.
The kick. Bouncing around and well held on. Lovely take over on this near side from McGilvery. Henderson bouncing around. Here's Laithwaite as his legs quickly taken away by Kelly. There's Burke with the carry. 5 tackles used up by the home side, and they're only just outside their 30.
Decent.
Drop kick, but the referee says it went backwards. The home fans don't agree with it.
I think it's the right call.
Here comes Wood.
He's done a lot of work, hasn't he? And there's not much between the teams in the arm wrestle. It's just too many errors.
Yet again, we see another.
Yeah, it's just going to hurt them. You know, they're going to get more and more fatigued. And like I said, there's not much in the arm wrestle. There's just nothing between the teams. They're both making similar yardage, getting the kicks away, but around halfway there's been, I think that's the 4th error now around the halfway line, and they will get punished.
The 2 tries so far. The Leigh Centurions both converted. Now on that right-hand side with Gittins, local lad on debut. The referee as well, talking in French to the French side and English to the championship side.
Spencer's back home for another crack.
The run from dummy half this time from Nicholson of the Centurions.
It's dangerous, isn't it, Nicholson? Smart footballer.
Through hands, looking for options, but Briley just got slightly behind the line, trying to make his way around that Avignon defence. Here's Duffy with the little diagonal kick. Wood underneath it. Runs it away as well.
Done some work as Aaron Wood. He's got some wheels, this kid.
Slicing through as well, Avignon. It's a foot race as we approach halfway. Briley manages to get hold of him. The ball's lost as well. The referee says it's a knock-on, and Leigh will bring back the ball and possession to just inside their own half.
This kid has got something in his game. He's a little pocket rocket. He's got some decent wheels. He's got a loose carry, is what we'll see here when Briley attacks the ball. But he's done so many good things for the Avignon side, and then play one and had a lot of the ball because they keep dropping it. But I'd be quite impressed with parts of his game. Go after the ball, son.
What's the ball? Got the ball?
Didn't seem like his ball carrying arm was under too much pressure from the tackle from Briley. Did Kevin Liguardo?
I've never run that far or that fast ever in my career, so I wouldn't know.
Well, we see a break for the Centurions and an offload as well. He dances around, but McGilvery manages to hang on. Sees off one tackle as well, but put down to ground. Just couldn't get away.
Cool.
Now with Robson on debut as well, on a trial. Tom Spencer, dual registration with Wigan. As through hands on that right-hand side they go. A little bit of space opens up. The dummy was there as well. In the corner, Leigh Centurions looking to get it down with Gittens on debut. The referee says he's going to have another chat with Ian Smith to decide whether Gittens has scored his try on debut as well.
Yeah, I've got the facility to check anyway, so I'm checking on the video.
Duffy's your architect again.
He passes the ball. Does he get it down? It doesn't look like he gets it down there. Can you just go back to that one and just slow it down? So I'll see if it initially hits the ground first, and if it doesn't, does it after? Slow this one down. So there's Avignon player under it. So at this moment in time, it's definitely not on the ground. Oh no, it's still up. So I don't think he gets it down there. Does he get it down subsequently? So have we got another angle, please? So I'm confident he hasn't got it down on this angle. Does he get it down after? So just jog that back there. Can I just see an angle through his legs there? Right, jog forward, please. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Well, the ball's on the ground, but I don't know whether he's actually in possession of it. So another angle, please, if we've got. So he's still up. The ball's still up there, so it's not grounded there. Oh no, he drops it. Just jog that one back and just do that slowly, please. Just jog that one forward, please. Jog it forward. There's no hand on that ball. That is no try, 20-metre restart.
No try from the video referee Ian Smith then for Leigh Gittens on debut. Trial from Lee Miners.
Yeah, I think it's the right call. I think all the players ended up walking back towards the 20 metres. There's often an indication where they go to, what they think, and once they recognise he hadn't initially got the ball down in that first part, the ball went flying out.
So French side then inside their own half. Now with Kelly. Look to get the ball away. Former Catalans man in Yunus Katabi. Previous carry as they drive further upfield. The referee calls held as Laithwaite lifts them off the ground, forces Villoni back.
Well, there's another error around the same spot again, and Leigh are coming up with little bits of quality when they get into good ball situations, and it's only a matter of time before they open them up again.
They're using more of their interchanges. We're playing international rules, so it's back to 12 interchanges throughout the game. The 10 has been used during the championship this season. Briscoe takes it to the 10. Now with Tom Spencer. Pulled back. He entered that 10-metre line. Back to Briscoe. Trying to drive his legs. On that shorter side now. Plenty blue and white shirts in the way. Briley looked to get through. Duffy again with Tom Spencer. Duffy couldn't quite get the ball away quick enough. He was hit by Kelly. The referee says play on.
Yeah, I think that's the right call.
Kelly thought that something was going to be pulled up by the referee, but he was happy to let things go.
And did he play at this? A tough call.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? It's one of those grey areas in rugby league.
The decision would be that if he played at it, therefore he's making contact with the ball, it becomes part of possession.
Yeah, I'm suggesting he didn't play at it. I think he was trying to tackle the man, ball and all, and he hadn't played at it, is what I was trying to suggest there, but I think the referee sees it differently.
So it's Leigh then will attack from 10 metres, using a kick to float it to the touchline. Maybe where it wasn't needed, but it floats into touch. Just not tall enough, Adam Clay, to pluck that one out of the sky.
Yeah, I think your coach is talking about a game of opportunities. That's all about execution. If he thinks that kick's on, he needs to put it on a sixpence. Just let's Avignon off the hook. Maybe a little bit of rugby league justice there.
I think it's probably a kick on the grass as well. It's a little bit easier to execute in that short space.
That's one. Move. Martin, go.
Kelly again looking for options, checked his run. Hit by Singleton in the yellow boots. And stretching down this right-hand side. Laithwaite tackling Briscoe in there as well. Along the line this time, and again it's just a little bit too far. And Avon goes forward, says the referee. So a knock on and Leigh back in possession again.
Yeah. We don't need to bring Darrell to tell us that they're killing themselves. They're absolutely killing themselves. They're just.
He's run out of space on his tally chart.
Exactly. They don't want to play class 1 and 2 tackle football.
See the French coach in Renaud Guigues. He's scratching his head, really, at the moment.
Scratching his tête. C'est mal à tête.
Headache, am I right there? Leigh setting themselves up then just over 20 metres out. With Laithwaite, spins his run. Into Duffy. Duffy with a bit of space. Thought about getting it away again. Took the tackle. Little flat ball spun across. Robson trying to get on the end of it.
Well, the only thing you'd say there, Ian, is that Leigh are helping them out in this one tackle football game because they've decided to take part as well. So you can have 2 tackles this time. We'll have 2 tackles and not quite execute our skill. Duffy went through a massive hole previous to this, and just his birth certificate stopped those legs moving as quick as he probably would have liked them to, or he'd have been over.
It's the flip-flop of possession. Goes back to Avignon. Wood again in possession to bring the ball downfield as far as he can. Robson deploying the tackle for the Centurions. So they go with Arnaud.
Stand up.
Bit of pressure again applied to that Avignon line, and they give up possession. Back with Leigh. And with John Duffy, recently awarded a testimonial. He's played almost 200 games for Leigh, over 350 in his career. The ball runs loose, but stays in the hands of the Centurions, and in particular that of Craig Briscoe.
Go. Aaron, 10 metres. Look too quick.
Looking for options again, a bit of space for Briley, and Briley just steps back inside, dives to the ground. The third try of the game for the Leigh Centurions, and we see the flip-flop of possession. More and more pressure from Leigh. The try was coming again. 16 points to 0 Leigh.
Yeah, on back of some more possession there by Anthony, but Ridyard's the architect here. He gets the ball back, goes at the line, finds the right class play here to Brealey. He's got too much speed for Katabe, I think it is. He runs round, and all he wanted is a one-on-one opportunities, Ryan Brealey, because he's got the legs, he's got the speed, and he's got the finish.
The top try scorer this season for the Leigh Centurions. He's scored 13 now. In 2012, of course, dual registered with Castleford as well, usually playing half-back. Started his trade at nearby West Orton. Another try for his tally chart for the season. It's a great run they're on at the moment, the Centurions. Dare say a bit of a shaky start, but 6 back-to-back wins now in the Championship. Didn't have a bad run in the Challenge Cup as well, eventually being knocked out by Leeds Rhinos, 60 points to 12.
Yeah, got you, mate. Go on. Time off. 1 minute.
Ridyard will look to add the extra 2. 5 minutes to play before half-time then. And we have 3 converted tries, the difference in score. Avignon yet to trouble the scoreboard. Leigh with 18 so far to their name. And Avignon, if anything, will just want to clear up their errors.
Well, you know, I don't know. I'm liking this Gallic flair, a bit of, are they playing with a bit of laissez-faire? You know, they play their game a certain way, and whilst they do look structured, they do look well organised, you know, they are chancing their arm on every occasion, which those of us that know can lead to the opposition getting a lot more possession than you, and you get tired and you haven't played for a month, and all of these things start to build up, and the quality of your skills not good enough. And I just think they need to be a little bit more conservative for themselves, only in certain parts.
Stop.
Let's see what Leigh Centurions can do with this batch of possession. Received from the restart, and Avignon in their face straight away. Driving back Tom Spencer.
Oh.
Big hit on that right-hand side.
Boom. And another one. I think they've got a mission from kickoffs when they've conceded to imprint or impress upon Leigh that they're still there.
Certainly did. If you missed it, 18 seconds into the game. We'd only just got underway. The first carry of the game as well. Strong physicality from the Avignon on-rushing line, putting on the Leigh Centurions players on his back. A minute or so of time before the game got back underway. And here we are now, 18 points to 0, with 3 minutes to play before half-time.
Well, they've got a result there on the back of a little bit of poor organisation from Leigh. And the wrong people in. I think Kevin Henderson had to run in at the dummy half, who threw the ball at Laithwaite's toes, who threw the ball at somebody else's, Martin Ridyard's toes, who couldn't get the kick away.
So a couple of minutes for Avignon to get some points in this first tie of the Anglo-French Challenge Cup. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff out in France. Toulouse against Halifax. 2 of the 4 fixtures that make up this competition. Making good meters so far. The French side, run from dummy half. It's 5 of their 6 already used up. So here comes the final play. The kick through towards the sticks. It's
Knock on.
knocked on in front of the sticks as well. Just reaching down was Martin Ridyard.
I think for them to have any chance at all, they need to score here. They need to get something that gives them some confidence going into the half-time break.
Yeah, they've got to have something to hang their hat on, you're right. Just might raise those energy levels from a little bit of rest at half-time and a little bit of belief going into the second half. I think if they scramble a score here, they'll do them the world of good.
You've got 89 seconds in which to do so before that half-time hooter.
I think they're going left.
They do. Man for man. Held on. To Kelly, who's out on that side as well. Plenty red and white shirts trying to make sure they don't concede in this first half. Lovely tackle by Kevin Henderson on debut. Now Kelly again offloading the ball, bounces around but held on to the fast legs of Kevin Liguado. Through hands. And 5 used up. Here's the final play, the final opportunity for Avignon in this first half. What will they do with it? They turn over possession, and the Leigh Centurions will just see out their final set of the half.
Right, just there, just on the edge. They had Cognac on the edge there in the centres, you know, and they had an opportunity down a short side to finish something off, and you've got a prop stood there, and he doesn't understand the lines that are needed in that position on the field, and they're just not getting themselves with the right people in the right places to get the job done and get it over the line.
And Leigh coach Paul Rowley said ahead of this game it was a game of opportunity. What will he have made of the people he's fielded for this side in the first 40 minutes?
Yeah, he'll be pleased, but you have to say that the architect again is John Duffy. He's ran everything when he's decided to be involved with the ball. Some things have happened, you know, he's prized them open, and Ridyard, you'd have to say as well, when injecting himself off the bench, they're probably their best two players at the moment. So Leigh will be well satisfied with an 18-0 lead, and you have to say that for Avignon, there's plenty of room for improvement, although I've been at parts pleasantly surprised how they've managed to compete in the middle.
So 8